Hey YouTube, this is Gordon, the Power Sports Tech, and this is going to be our first tool haul slash review video. So let's get into it. Alright, so basically I have a couple tools, or a few tools. Some I've had for a little while now. Others I literally just picked up not too long ago, one even today. Um, the majority of them are Snap-on tools. I know that's kind of a heated topic on the whole what's the best tool brand, blah, blah, blah. Personally, I do like Snap-on tools. Um, on top of that, Snap-on's actually the only truck that shows up to the shop that I work at. There is a Matco guy that kind of floats around, but he's really only at the shop every couple months, and it just makes it not worth buying anything from him because you can't really warranty it. Because if it breaks, then who knows how long it's going to be before you see him. So Snap-on's kind of what I have available to me. But anyways, so one of the first tools that I bought after I finished my placement and was actually working as a tech was this guy here. So it's just your standard length Snap-on 3/8 ratchet. I went with the comfort grip because it does feel a lot nicer in the hands compared to that null kind of design, or neural design, or however you kind of pronounce that. But yeah, basically it's a basic 3/8 ratchet. The model number on this, focus, come on, is FH80. I got it in the red, not really knowing that Snap-on even had different colors for this kind of shit. Now that I know that, I've kind of try to tailor everything that I buy to orange because that's my favorite color. But yeah, it's a 80 tooth ratchet, so it's very fine tooth. I don't know if you can. So definitely, I would recommend this to anybody who's looking to work on small engines or power sports stuff. The biggest reason is getting into tight areas where you don't have a lot of room to actually turn a ratchet, but you need to use a ratchet. The biggest thing I love using this for is when I'm taking out the plugs for checking front and rear diff fluid on ATVs, especially front diff fluid. They put that drain plug, or not the drain plug, but the fill plug in such a tight spot to get at with, and it, unless you start removing the front panels and all that shit, it just, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But this makes it a little easier because I can at least check the diff fluid without having to start removing stuff. I can get in there with this, and it doesn't take too much to actually loosen it off and get at it. So it's very handy for that. To give you an idea of what I was using before I bought this, it was this guy here. So this is just your basic Stanley 3/8 ratchet. I got it in a set from Canadian Tire. Up in Canada, our stuff's all Mastercraft. We don't really have like Craftsman. I mean, we do, but Mastercraft is kind of the same thing for us. Same idea. I used this for a while. The one thing that always pissed me off is the switch, the selector switch here. I hated this thing, and I hate it on my 1/4 inch ratchet as well. Just because if you're holding the ratchet like this, or if you got it kind of right in the palm of your hand, this just gets annoying, and it flips on you, and you end up loosening a bolt when you're trying to tighten it, and it's just, yeah, it's a pain in the ass. But it got me through, and actually, it was kind of funny. The only reason that I bought this Snap-on ratchet at the time was because this guy here decided to explode on me one day. I was tightening down the 10mm bolts that hold on the fan shroud of a John Deere tractor with a Briggs in it, and I barely applied any torque to it. Either I just didn't notice it, or I'm not really sure what happened, but the 2 screws that hold the plate on loosened, and all the internals fell out of this ratchet, just all over the place. So that was fun. Luckily, I have a long-handled flex head 3/8 ratchet that I bought from Princess Auto when I was in school. So I did have a backup ratchet to use because at the time I just kind of gathered everything up that I could see and put it in a pile on my bench because time is money. So I wasn't going to deal with that. And actually, getting back to the Snap-on ratchet, it just so happened that that was on Friday, which is when our Snap-on guy shows up. So I just said, you know what, I don't want to deal with this again. So I went on the truck, and personally I'd try to stay off of them, but I went on the truck, looked at what he had. This is kind of what he had, so he gave me a deal on it, and yeah, I don't regret it. It was worth its weight in gold. It's been an awesome tool. So we'll put that up there. So next on the list, this is actually a more recent purchase. Would have been last week, at the end of last week. I decided to get a 1/4 inch ratchet. This one is a flex head, and there's a reason for that, and I'll explain that in a second. But the model number of this guy, if it focuses, focus. Come on. Okay, it's not going to focus, but I'll read it to you. It's THLF72, and it's got the USA written on there as well. So it's a 1/4 inch ratchet. As you can see, this one I bought it in orange because I'm a whore when it comes to orange. I love the color. The reason that I got this ratchet, the only reason that I bought this ratchet, because to be honest with you, I rarely use 1/4 inch shit, but the biggest reason I got this was for doing studs in tracks. We have a new guy at work that was studding tracks, and I was doing it the day before he started, and I kind of just thought there's got to be a better way to do this, because basically right now, or what I did use before, was my surprise Stanley ratchet. Again, got me by, and this one actually didn't explode on me, but probably because I barely use it. But basically what I do is I have this with a 1/4 to 3/8 adapter, and then I forget the size, I think it's like a 4mm Allen socket on it that fits into the backside of the stud when you go to screw everything in. I started doing studs with an Allen key, and by the time I finished a 121 track, my left hand was numb from holding the frickin' Allen key, so that was definitely time to change. The only thing that is a little bit of a pain with this is you don't have much room to work with because you have this giant ratchet. So I decided, okay, well, I wouldn't mind, getting a Snap-on 1/4 inch ratchet. So I got this guy, and I figured, okay, well, I haven't actually used this for studs yet, but I figured, okay, well, I can get the flex head, and that way I can do this with it and get down in the track with the bit and everything on it, and it'll still be a little easier on my hands. I've used this for kind of the odd thing here and there. I've tried to use it as much as I can since I bought it, but again, I have such a rare need for 1/4 inch stuff that I just hasn't kind of had the need yet. But I'm sure I'll use it. I'll use it as time goes on, and coming into snowmobile season, I'm sure I'm going to use it a lot, especially with studding tracks. But that's so that's it there. Nice 1/4 inch ratchet in orange. So put that over there. Luckily, I don't have to use this, but I still keep these ratchets because they are backups in the event that something happens. Because you never know, guys. You never know. And you know what? This is what I started with. This is what a lot of techs coming into the industry are going to start with. You got to start somewhere, right? So next up, the same day that I bought the 1/4 inch ratchet, I also finally bought a set of my own picks. Excuse me. So I picked up this set, just a small set of basic picks, just the 4-piece set. So you have your straight pick, the hooked one, a 90-degree angle, and like a 45 kind of degree. Part number on this is that right there, SGASA204CO. Again, obviously got it in orange. You can see I haven't used these yet, mainly because I've been working on sleds, so I don't usually use picks unless I'm working on tractors, but I do use picks a lot when I am working on Briggs motors and stuff like that, getting fuel lines off, or doing services on tractors when you have to pull fuel lines and filters and that kind of shit off. This makes it way easier. I've just been borrowing tools from one of the guys at work, but now I don't have to worry about that because I got these. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if these are... I haven't had them out of the package yet, but no, I don't think they're a soft grip. I don't know if they make these in a soft grip or not. Who knows? Because I know I have a set of the screwdrivers, which maybe someday I'll do a review on. I kind of gapped when I bought the screwdriver set and didn't get the soft-handled ones, but it's kind of worked out in its way, but that's a whole other story in itself. So yeah, so I got those, which I'm pretty pumped to use. And then today, on the way home, I was doing some looking around and whatnot at a couple stores, and I come across this. So what that is a set of extra long feeler gauges. Now I already have a set of feeler gauges at work that I got, I think, at Princess Auto is where I bought them, and they're actually not bad. I was pretty surprised. But these I kind of seen, and I thought, well, you know, they're pretty cheap. They're not like a Snap-on thing or anything. They're made in China, so they're just, you know, they're like $15. And actually, I have the package here. Let's see. I don't even know what brand that is. It's like, what is that? It's like OTA or something like that. I don't know. But they go from 1.5 thou all the way up to 40 thou. So I don't know. We'll see kind of how they play out. For $15, I wasn't going to really pass on them. So we'll kind of see how that turns out. But yeah, so that's kind of just what I got for you today. Like I said, maybe in the future I'll do a review on my actual Snap-on screwdrivers, because I actually got a free set of not Snap-on screwdrivers, but I forget what brand they were when I bought the Snap-on ones. So I'll do that, and maybe we'll do a toolbox tour at some point. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this kind of stuff. I know there's a lot of tool reviews and that kind of thing on YouTube. I watch that kind of stuff all the time, so I figured, hey, I'll give it a shot and we'll see what happens. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please like the video, and if you like it, think about subscribing. Hit the bell icon if you do subscribe, so you don't miss any episodes. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Yeah, so I'm Gordon, the Power Sports Tech. I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.